Hey guys, Type Zero. So now we've got our plugin paths set up within our DAW. We've got ACO and MIDI set up. We're pretty much ready to get going to actually create a project. Cubase specifically uses this Steinberg hub as kind of the launching pad for everything that you want to do. It comes with some useful templates depending on what you want to do. Most people generally tend to go with the empty or default templates to get going. One of the advantages that I really like is being able to create your own templates, especially if you've got a lot of outboard gear and a lot of stuff requiring multiple MIDI connections. It's kind of handy to be able to create a template where all that is mapped out ahead of time. You save the template, that way you can always launch back and get going from there. But for today, we're just gonna go with the empty template, create and decide where you actually want to stick it in terms of your save file, and there we go. Cubase is actually really easy in terms of adding in MIDI channels for your plugins. I'm a big fan of learning the shortcut keys in whatever DAW you want to use. In Cubase, if you click on the Windows, in Cubase, if you click on Devices and go to VST Instruments, you get your little VST instrument pop up right there where you can actually start loading up your plugins. The shortcut key for it is F11, so you can quickly kind of toggle it on and off. Now we're going to add in a plugin, add a track instrument. Asks us what instrument do we actually want to load up. So all your plugins should be listed up here. We're going to load up a Cakewalk Zeta 2. I have both the 32-bit and the 64-bit plugin loaded, depending on what DAW I'm working with. This is a 64-bit DAW, so we can actually load up the 64-bit plugin. I'll add the track, and there's the track added in for you. If I hit on my MIDI keyboard, it triggers. Perfect. Over here, this is the actual instrument rack where you can kind of control different things about your plugin. It's kind of handy that it's got some quick access to some knobs and mappings that you can create yourself. You can change them up, you can add more, you can change pages. This is all stuff that Cubase kind of lets you do within the new version of 7.5. We can actually launch the instrument, and there it is there, all happy honky-dory. You can activate or deactivate the plugin depending on what you want to do, or if you're on a system that's a little bit limited in terms of resources, you can actually freeze the instrument if ever your projects start getting bogged down and start kind of glitching out because of not enough CPU power. So these are quickly accessible right here. So we can quickly kind of select a tone for something that we want to do. Perfect. We're getting nice sound. We'll just close the plugin for now. We're going to close our instrument window for now. We can expand this out a little bit so that we can kind of get our focus in on it. And up here, you can actually see kind of all your quick tools. So selection, cut, nudge, erase, zoom, whatever you want to do. Right now, what we actually want to do is we want to select the draw tool to be able to go in and add in a MIDI segment. Up here, you have your snap. So this allows you to kind of go free edit mode and go wherever you want, or you can select your snap. You can work in bars or in your quantize. Your quantize is set over here on the right. So if we select bar, we can actually just kind of click and drag a bar. We can zoom in a little bit. I'm just going to use another shortcut key, Control and the scroll wheel. That'll let me zoom in. Shift and the scroll wheel lets you go side to side. So once I have my MIDI box in, I can go back into my object selection, double click on it, and actually get my MIDI piano. And it's really that simple. The same tools that you found here, you can actually find in the MIDI window here. So we can actually go back into the draw tool, select your quantize for however quantize you actually want to work in. This is really kind of just dictates the length note and as well as the positioning of the note. So right now I've got it set to 1/16 and 132 in terms of its notes. So regardless of where I click within the 16th of a measure, it will always kind of lock me to there. So if I'm all the way over here, you'll notice that it snapped to there. I can go more or less in terms of details depending on your timing signature. If you want to work in triplets or in dotted, those are in there. Those are there as well as your note length. So if I just keep on kind of going with that, it's literally that simple. I can go back to my selection tool. I can select. I can delete. I can undo. I can copy. If you're familiar with Microsoft Word or Excel or whatnot, Control C, Control V. They operate here as well. And there you go. Control scroll again, zooming in and out, and I can select a bunch. I can use the arrow keys to move them one note at a time. Shift up and down will do the octave. And you're pretty much ready to go. And that's really all you have to know in terms of how to create a MIDI channel inside Cubase. See you in the next one.